It watches you, not with malice, but with a cold, precise understanding of your weaknesses. Every rejection, every quiet shame, carefully catalogued. This isn't about fate. It's about a blueprint, a design for what breaks you. This video unpacks the terrifying insight into identity fracture, revealing what truly breaks when we confront our origins. What if the strongest version of yourself was merely the execution of someone else's cruelest design? You think this is about power. It isn't. You are not watching this by accident. We look at Maki Zenin and see a symbol. A fierce, independent fighter who defied her cursed family, rose above her innate disadvantages, and forged her own path through sheer will. An inspiration for anyone told they weren't enough. We admire her resolve, her unyielding pursuit of strength. She is the underdog made God. But this surface-level reading, this comfortable narrative of triumph, is a deliberate, seductive illusion. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel seen. And it makes you miss the true horror of her existence. There's a deeper wound here, a pattern of construction that dictates not just her battles, but her very self. And this is the mistake everyone misses. Maki Zenin was never written into existence. She was engineered. Her curse, the lack of cursed energy, wasn't a random roll of the dice. It was the ultimate design choice by a cruel universe. A flaw meant to contain, to subjugate, to deny her a place. But instead, it became the foundation for something far more terrifying. Every blow she landed, every enemy she defeated, wasn't a testament to her will. It was an expression of a precise, almost clinical compensation. She was not allowed to be weak, and thus became impossibly strong. But at what cost to the self that existed before? The Zenin clan, in their short-sighted cruelty, believed they could keep her in her place. They saw her as a broken vessel, an anomaly. What they couldn't grasp was that by denying her a conventional path, they forced her onto an extreme one. Her limitations, framed by the world as weaknesses, were slowly and agonizingly disguised as her greatest strengths. The absence of cursed energy wasn't just a void, it was a perfect vacuum, pulling physical prowess into itself, concentrating it. This wasn't growth. It was containment, then a violent overflow, a contained explosion awaiting its trigger. And what happens when that trigger is pulled? Think about the silence around her, the narratives that ignore the sheer brutal fact of her heavenly restriction. It is not an empowering gift, it is a cage designed to crush her. Yet, within that cage, her spirit found a way to weaponize the bars themselves. This is where it breaks. Maki Zenin's power isn't about overcoming, it's about negating. Negating her lineage, negating her curse, even negating the parts of herself that might have yearned for a different life. A life where she simply was, without the constant fight for recognition. This isn't freedom, it's a new kind of prison, forged from the ashes of the old. This pattern connects directly to your own fears. You think you're building yourself up when you're often just tearing down what you hate about your past. Maki's transformation isn't a simple hero's journey. It's a testament to the idea that sometimes, to truly break free from an oppressive legacy, you must become something utterly devoid of its original essence. You must erase yourself, brick by brick, until only the weapon remains. This is the uncomfortable truth. Her journey screams a question. How much of yourself are you willing to dismantle to become free? What if the you that emerges is a stranger, an executioner of your former self, driven by grief and vengeance rather than genuine purpose? Her bond with Mai was not just sisterly affection, it was a psychological tether. Mai represented the cursed energy half of their existence. When Mai made the ultimate sacrifice, it wasn't just Mai's life force that flowed into Maki. It was the complete removal of the curse from Maki. The true heavenly restriction was completed, making her a perfect, unmarred vessel for physical prowess. But in that moment, Maki didn't just shed her cursed energy, she shed her identity as a twin. She shed the last remnants of the incomplete Maki. This wasn't growth. It was a violent, absolute erasure, leaving only the weaponized form of her grief. A dangerous exchange. This is a point most viewers overlook. She became a ghost, a being that cannot be perceived by conventional cursed energy senses. Her existence became a blind spot in the world. This framing isn't just for combat utility, it's a profound statement on her identity. She became untraceable, unburdened by the very systems that sought to define and confine her, but also unseen, undetectable. Is that truly liberation or a different kind of isolation? What does it mean to be truly free if no one can truly see you? We often fantasize about shedding our past, burning bridges, becoming a new person, but Maki Zenin shows us the raw, brutal costs of such a metamorphosis. This isn't about self-improvement, it's about self-immolation. You too might be chasing a version of yourself that requires the destruction of your foundational elements. The parts that make you, you. You might be seeking freedom from your personal Zen and clan, but what if the method you choose leaves you hollow? What if the new you is just a weaponized husk of your former self, efficient but empty? This is the core retention factor. This is the uncomfortable mirror. Her quietude, her focused intensity after the Shibuya incident and the culling game. It's not a sign of inner peace. It's the stark quiet of an optimized machine. No wasted movements, no superfluous emotions. Every action, every word, serves a precise function. She isn't reacting to the world, she's enacting her will upon it. This cold precision is what you call calm. What you call calm is often avoidance, a suppression of the chaos within, until only the functional remains. This isn't calm. This is the aftermath of a total war fought within one's own identity. The allure of total control over oneself. The idea that to be truly powerful, one must eliminate all vulnerabilities, all emotional ties, all weaknesses inherited from family or circumstance. Maki Zenin embodies this to a chilling degree. Her final form is not a celebration of self-acceptance, but a radical rejection of everything that made her less. The pattern here is clear. The pursuit of ultimate strength, when driven by negation, leads to a profound sense of isolation. What remains when the enemy is gone, and you've destroyed every part of yourself that connected you to that fight? You often seek validation, often from the very sources that deny it. Maki Zenin's path is a violent renunciation of this entire cycle. But the question lingers, does this break the cycle, or merely replace it with another self-imposed one? This isn't about escaping the Zenin clan, it's about becoming the ultimate anti-Zenin. A negative image, perfectly sculpted by the very mold she broke free from. The world outside fiction presents similar traps. The quest to be not your parents, not your past, can lead to an identity defined solely by its opposition, not by its intrinsic value. And this is the contradiction. Her ultimate freedom is absolute. Unburdened, unparalleled in physical might, she moves through the world like a phantom. But this freedom carries a weight, the weight of complete responsibility for herself, unshared by any other bond, the silence that follows a completed revenge. There's no celebration, no relief, only the stark reality of her choices. She isn't joyful, she justice, a weapon perfectly honed, with no further purpose to define. This isn't closure, it's an opening to a deeper void. The narrative doesn't offer a clean resolution for Maki Zenin because her story is inherently unresolved. Her identity isn't fixed, it's a constant state of becoming, defined by what she isn't rather than what she is. She has become the ultimate other, a category of one. And this is the cold truth about identity fracture. You can shatter the mirror, but the pieces still reflect. They just reflect a sharper, more dangerous image of what you chose to become. What kind of person are you when you've burned everything you once were to achieve that state? The mirror breaks and you see not liberation, but the cold precision of what remains. Maki Zenin escaped her cage, only to become the embodiment of its shattered fragments. Her story isn't a simple triumph, it's a chilling meditation on the identity we forge through destruction. What happens when the only way to truly be free is to become an executioner of your own past? And what does that leave for your future? The questions linger long after the fight is over. What do you think? Comment your take and subscribe for more.